Hi, everyone, and welcome to Courage to Caregivers Breathe-In Meditation. Thank you all so much for being here, and thank you for showing up for you. This week, the theme is set in intentions, and our topic is open-mindedness. In support group, you'll be talking about open-mindedness as it relates to others. Here, we're going to start with being open to a compassionate relationship with self. Our relationship with others begins with our relationship with ourselves. And if we get caught in a trance of unworthiness or anger or you name it, all those feelings that come up sometimes, it will impact how we receive messages from others. So, in a sense, open mindedness starts with open heartedness. And today we're going to use our breath, we're going to use our movement, and we're going to bring those together to really open up our minds, open up our hearts, and really open up ourselves to be able to open up for others. Let's start by just finding a comfortable way to be. Wherever you are, whatever you're coming into this session with, see if just for these next moments together, you can put that all aside and be here, be present in this moment. Everything I offer tonight will be just that, an offer. You can feel free to take it in as what it is, or you can feel free to just be in this space together and let it show up for you the way you need it to show up for you. Being open to what that experience can be and opening your heart to exploring some new things or some things that you're familiar with in a new way. Wherever you've landed, maybe you've found a comfortable seat, you may even be laying down. Begin to bring your awareness to your breath. It may be comfortable to allow the eyes to shut close here, or maybe we find somewhere just to soften our gaze. Noticing as that breath goes into the body and noticing as it goes out. Not changing anything about how that breath is showing up in this very moment, but just bringing our awareness to it. Making that shift from the breath just happening to noticing what is happening with our breath. The breath may be going a little bit fast, and with this exercise, it starts to slow. Then that breath may be slow and relaxed, and with this exercise and shifting of that awareness, it starts to change because that naturally happens when we bring our attention to something, right? But just notice, breathing in, breathing out. Beginning our breathing practice simply with beginning to bring our awareness to our breath. Going in, going out. With every breath in, you may feel the belly, chest, lungs rise. And every breath out, you may feel the lungs, chest, belly deflate. Letting that happen as you welcome that breath into the body. And as you send that breath out of the body. Continuing to just be here with your breath, be here with yourself in this present moment for a few more moments here. Coming into this space, allowing those thoughts to float away for just a moment as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Really starting to shift our intention here with our breath. And we're going to grow into a breathing practice. As we breathe in, we're going to count up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We pause at the top and hold it for 3. 3, 2, 1. We let that breath go for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we pause at the bottom for a count of 3. 3, 2, 1. So now we're taking a little bit of control on how this breath is going into the body, how we're holding on to it, and how we're sending this breath out of the body. Counting in that breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause in for 3, 2, 1. Letting that breath go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause in for 3, 2, 1. I'm going to encourage you to continue on with this breath at your own pace. My count may not be where your breath is today, and that's okay. Finding what pace of 5 in, 3 pause, 5 out, 3 pause works for you. On your own, stand with your breath. We'll practice this for 10 rounds. If this feels uncomfortable, that's not what these exercises are meant to do. So just return to where we started. Keeping our awareness with that breath, noticing as it goes into the body, noticing as it goes out of the body, and noticing what that breath is asking of us, and showing up for yourself in a way of delivering. A breath for 5 in and holding, and 5 out and holding may not be what you need or even want in this moment, and that's okay. Continuing through those rounds of breath. And once we meet at that final round, we'll all return our breath to where its normal state found itself. Breathing in. Breathing out. Being open to what could happen. Exploring the breath. Learning a new practice. Allowing the body and mind to become more familiar with something. And sometimes maybe we're even leaning into something that feels uncomfortable. Sometimes we're open to lean into that. And sometimes stepping out of that space is what we need. After that 10th round of breath, bringing our awareness just back to the breath, bringing that breath back to that inhale, back to that exhale. In the body, out of the body. Taking this moment to really settle into this space that we're sharing together. Really check in with you, how you're showing up, and what you need out of this time together. Maybe perhaps you set an intention or adopt an affirmation to lead through this practice. Coming back to that theme, setting intentions, coming back to that topic, open-mindedness. Maybe you have one of your own, or maybe you take one of these with you to guide through the rest of our time here together. I am open to new ideas and possibilities. With an open heart and an open mind, I'm the best version of myself. My way isn't necessarily the way. I'm open to other thoughts. I'm going to share those with you all one more time as you sit here and figure out what really resonates with you for this theme and topic, setting intentions, open-mindedness. I'm open to new ideas and possibilities. With an open heart and open mind, I'm the best version of myself. My way isn't necessarily the way. I'm open to other thoughts. Stand with our breath. Breathe in what resonates with you. Take on an affirmation. Take on an intention. Let that soak in. Hold that in with that breath. And then breathe out whatever is pushing up against what you've just taken in for yourself. If it's closed-mindedness, if it's a closed heart, if it's not being open to new ideas or possibilities, send that out with an exhale and push it till you can't push it anymore. We're breathing in that affirmation and intention that we've set for ourselves. We're holding it there, letting it flow through our being. And we're sending out whatever isn't serving that affirmation or intention that we've set for ourselves today. Really opening up space in the body to take on open-mindedness, to take on exploration of the idea of open-mindedness, if nothing else. Return into that inhale, return into that exhale. Big breath in through the nose, open the mouth, let it go. Breathe in through your nose, open the mouth, let it go. Coming back into this space together. If you found your eyes closed, perhaps you blink them open. If you found your gaze floating off into space in front of you, coming back to this space together. Wherever you found yourself in your comfortable way to be, I invite you to come back to a seat. So everything else, everything we do today can be taken out of your seat, but we'll explore in our seats where we are, knowing that these things we can bring into this moment right now where we're going through this breathing meditation and come back to it. Some of them we can do just in our day. If it feels like time is of the essence, which it often does with all the competing responsibilities, right? Some of them just naturally fall into the day where we can start to bring that breath and movement into our day-to-day responsibilities. But also some, if you would like to explore deeper, can be taken out of the seat and felt in that way. So choose your adventure for the evening as we come back to this space and we come to this seat. If you are seated and you are able, I encourage you to ground the feet on the floor beneath you. So really allowing the bottoms of that feet to connect with the ground beneath you as sort of a grounding, coming into this space, right? Really connecting with what's around us, what's happening here. Feeling the body connected to that ground. Bringing the hands just to rest on the thighs, and we'll begin to roll the shoulders back. Starting to wake up and open the body up here. Today, we're really going to keep in mind as we go through our practice, the rain of self-compassion. Switch it up and start to roll the shoulders forward. The acronym RAIN is an easy to remember tool for practicing mindfulness and self-compassion using the following 4 steps. We'll pause here in the middle and begin to drop one ear to shoulder. Float it into a neck roll, bringing the neck all around town, just starting with one direction. Going back to those 4 steps of RAIN. First there, recognizing what is going on. So right now we're coming into our bodies. We're opening up the body to movement. We're connecting this with our breath as we're remembering to inhale and exhale as we flow through these. Recognizing what is going on. A, allow the experience to be there just as it is. So as we started, we were talking about how some things may not resonate, and that's okay. How this is simply an offer, and if sitting in our space right now and connecting with that breath is all we need, we do that. Switch sides, begin to rotate the head the other direction. If movement in our seat or laying down versus standing up is what we need, we do that. Allowing the experience to be there just as it is, exploring, taking in offers, but just being. I investigate with kindness. Sometimes we can be our own biggest critics and feel as if we're not doing this right or we're not doing that right, coming back to a neutral spine, go back into those shoulder rolls. But in this space of exploration and being open-minded, adapt the ability to investigate with kindness, switch, go back forward. And last but not least here, in nourish with compassion, natural awareness, which comes from identifying with the experience. Today, we'll explore rain as a standalone meditation. Bringing the shoulders back to neutral here. We'll inhale, reach your arms up toward the sky. Exhale, float them back down by your side. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, float them right back down by your side. Really keeping this breath to movement. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Exhale, this time, begin to twist over to the right side. You may use the chair to help support in this twist. With every inhale, finding space through the spine. And every exhale, maybe you twist a little deeper, opening up the side body here. Stand for 3 rounds of breath, really sitting in this space as we breathe in, as we breathe out. In and out. Inhale, exhale. On your next inhale, lift the arms up to the sky. Next exhale, float over to the other side, twisting and opening up that side body. Every inhale, finding length. Every exhale, seeing where we can deepen. Our chairs might help guide us into a deeper twist here as we continue to breathe in and breathe out. 2 more rounds of breath here. In and out. Inhale and exhale. Inhale your arms back up to center. Exhale, let them float right back down next to you. We'll shift breath to movement here as we inhale the arms up. Exhale, twist over to the right side. Stay for an inhale. Stay for an exhale. Inhale those arms up to center. Exhale, float them over to the left side. Stay for an inhale and lengthen. Stay for an exhale and twist a little bit deeper. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, this time we are going to go into our eagle. So we take our right arm, wrap it right under that left arm, and begin to clasp the hands together here. So a little bit of a twist, you may begin to feel this in your shoulders. Another place we can take this is simply bringing that right arm under in the sake of balance, because we'll switch it out, but giving yourself a little bit of a hug here, grabbing onto the shoulders. Really allowing this to open up through those shoulders, open up through that back body, noticing what you feel here as we come into this space that begins to constrict that front side of the body just a little bit. That open heart is being pulled together. If you would like, option 2, just simply fold one ankle over the other, finding that little twist in the bottom body as well, perhaps that right ankle over that left. Not going into the full expression here in our seats, but if you would like to explore bringing your eggs into eagle as well, that is an option. Stand for 2 more rounds of breath in and out. Inhale the arms up to the sky. Exhale, we do a bit of a switcheroo. Left arm goes under, right arm on top, either clasping here at the top in those eagle arms or giving yourself a nice little hug. Coming back to the breath, coming back to the reign of self-compassion, recognizing what is going on, allowing this experience to be there just as it is, investigating with kindness. Perhaps this left side of the body feels different than the right. Allowing that to be while also exploring how that shows up in your body. Nourish with compassion. Natural awareness, which comes from not identifying with the experience. Really allowing ourselves to be in this space. Stand for 2 more rounds of breath. Inhale and exhale. We inhale our arms up toward the sky after that last round of breath. Exhale, let those arms float back down to the sides here. Perhaps we allow our palms to face toward the screen in front of us, our shoulders to roll back, and our eyes to fall closed. Just another moment here to come back into the space that we are taking up, that we deserve to take up. Come back to the theme, setting intentions. What intention did you bring into this practice with you? Our topic, open-mindedness. Check in. Has your mind been open? Have you opened your heart to holding this space and showing up for you? Breathe in through your nose, open the mouth, let it go. Breath in through your nose, open the mouth, let it go. One more time, big breath in through your nose, open the mouth and let it go. Blinking those eyes open if you found them closed. Coming back into the space with our movement, we begin to bring the legs into our practice. So taking your left leg and just resting that ankle on that right thigh, making a 4 with our legs here. Really begin to feel this stretch in your hip perhaps, or wherever it may be showing up in your body. But here in this figure 4, option to continue to rest the arms on top. So that left hand may be pushing and applying slight pressure to that left knee or that left hip, really opening up this part of the body. The option to flow and bring your arms with me as we inhale them up toward the sky. And then on an exhale, bring our right elbow to the right knee, coming into a little bit of a twist, really using the body to guide and open itself up. We inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, float those arms back down. Take that leg and allow it to reconnect and ground itself as we switch it out, bringing the other leg. You may feel or hear a couple cracks as I do, but we're coming back into this figure 4 on the other side of the body. Again, option to explore here, open up through the hip, open up and find space in this way. An option to inhale those arms up. Go a little bit deeper, bringing that left elbow to meet that right, opening up and twisting. So that twist that may still feel a little bit familiar from before, but trying it out in a different way, exploring, being open to what could come out of that. After your next round of breath, if you found yourself in that twist, inhale the arms back up to center. Exhale, allow them to float down by the side. Taking that right leg down, bringing it to reconnect with the ground. It may feel good to lift one heel off the ground, then allow it to float back down and lift the other. Just really walking out this space here as hip openers can be a little bit of, they really open us, right? Our hips hold a lot of tension. We hold a lot of things in that space. So sometimes it's nice to just reset with some gentler movements here before we come back into this figure 4. So starting back with that first leg that you crossed over, making that 4, taking the stretch to wherever you feel. Perhaps it's just staying here and applying a little bit of encouragement to open up. Perhaps those arms float up and we find either version of a twist that we've done today. And if you would like, you even have the option to breathe those arms up to the sky and on an exhale, fold over into the stretch, really using the body to support the opening of that hip. Wherever you found yourself, just coming back into this hip opener, coming back into this deeper stretch and allowing it to be there just as it is. Allowing yourself to open up. Staying for 2 more rounds of breath, breathing in, breathing out. Using our inhales to find space and using our exhales to send to wherever in our body is calling for it, perhaps those hips. Whatever variation you took on with the upper body, coming back to a tall seat, a tall spine, taking that left leg or whatever leg that you had crossed over on that floor back down to the ground, regrounding it and switching it out as we come into the other side body. spending some time allowing these hips to open up. Taking on whatever variation of the arm speaks to you. This may be that twist. This may be right here in this space in this moment. And you may inhale those arms up to the sky and fold over those legs, opening through and supporting the opening of that hip, utilizing the body. Wherever you found yourself, stay here, using our inhales to find space and our exhales to deepen into the stretch. Leaning into this movement, leaning into this motion, leaning into this idea with all that we have to give, all that we've come here in this space open to receive. Wherever you are, coming back up to meet in this neutral spine of a space. Bringing that leg back down so that foot meets the ground. Resettling in here in that comfortable seat. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Exhale, we fold over the legs, finding ourselves in a seated forward fold. This is a version of an inversion where we can always come to reset, right? This could be seated, this could be standing, both equally beneficial to recalibrating in a sense internally. Stand here for 2 more rounds of breath. In through your nose. Perhaps you open the mouth and let it go. From that seated forward fold, or if you found yourself in a forward fold, just begin to walk the hands up the legs until we find that straight neutral spine back here and center. And we come back through these movements where we started it. So inhale your arms up to center. Exhale, float that right arm underneath that left. Either finding those eagle arms or giving yourself a little bit of a hug. Staying here for 2 breaths in, 2 breaths out. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Exhale, float that left arm under that right. Find that hug or those eagle arms on the other side. Stay for 2 breaths in, 2 breaths out. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Exhale, float the body to that right side, and that twist in the right side body. Stay for a breath in. Stay for a breath out. Inhale your arms up to center. Exhale, float the body to the left side. Stay for a breath in. Stay for a breath out. Inhale your arms back to center. Exhale, float the arms down by your side. Inhale your arms back to center. Exhale, float the arms right back down by your side. One more time, adding a little something here. We inhale those arms up. On an exhale, we cactus out the arms, opening the heart, opening the mind, finding a little baby back bend here as we open through that front side body. Stand for a breath in. Opening a little bit deeper with the breath out. Inhale those arms back to center. Exhale, float them down by your side. Return to those neck rolls, ear to shoulder. Allow the head to fall back. Allow the other ear to fall to the other shoulder and chin to heart. Switching directions here. We take that last ear to shoulder variation before that head falls back. And then we bring that other ear to shoulder. Coming back through center, bringing the head nice and tall. We begin to roll the shoulders back. And then we begin to roll the shoulders forward. And then we'll take 2 cleansing breaths together as we breathe in through the nose. Open the mouth, let it go. Breathe in through the nose. Open the mouth, let it go. Coming into our final rest, wherever you found yourself, For this movement, allow yourself to be open to where you can find yourself for rest, coming into a comfortable way of being. For some of us, this may be remaining in our seat. For others, we may go somewhere and lay down. Opportunity to really set up the space around you. See how we can tap into those five senses. Is there some aromatherapy you can bring in this space? A candle? Is there sounds that would help bring you into this moment? Creating that sense of smell, that sense of sound. Is there anything that you'd like to see? Or is there something to help keep those eyes closed and keep in this present moment? Perhaps an eye pillow. Whatever it is that you need, touch a soft blanket around you, a pillow to help um, support where you land in this space. Just really checking in with what you need to become comfortable in this space and going there. Using 3 rounds of breath to get us there. In through the nose, send that breath out. Inhale, exhale. Breath in, breath out. Wherever you found yourself, opportunity to close the eyes and just be for these next moments. Option always there to just find somewhere to soften our gaze. Returning to that affirmation or intention that you set for yourself coming into this practice. I'm open to new ideas and possibilities. With an open heart and an open mind, I am the best version of myself. My way isn't necessarily the way. I'm open to other thoughts or whatever one you brought into this space with you, coming back to noticing that breath as it goes into the body, noticing as it goes out of the body, and allowing it to become so natural that our brain clears of any thoughts of anything. And we're just present in this moment for these next moments of rest. Remembering the reign of self compassion, recognizing what is going on. If you are in this space and it's hard to silence everything happening around you, silence me, recognize that, notice what is going on, and allow the experience to be there just as it is. Investigate with kindness, perhaps not right now, but maybe as we continue to grow our practice, we look and think into what is keeping me from being present, from being in the moment. And nourish with self compassion, natural awareness, which comes from not identifying with the experience and knowing that if that's how we're showing up, that's okay. Continuing to stay in this breath, breathing in, breathing out. Wherever we found ourselves, seeing if we can just let our bodies get heavy. Perhaps we're melting into the ground or a bed or somewhere beneath us. Perhaps it's happening from the top down as we get heavier, melt into the space, melt into our seat. Allow yourself to be supported by what is beneath you and to just be for these next moments. We're just here, just as we are, with our minds open and our hearts open and our breath flowing. Slowly beginning to reconnect our awareness with our body, with our breath. Starting with those toes and feet. Perhaps we point and flex. Maybe we wiggle. Bringing it up through the calves, the thighs, the hips, the belly, the chest, the throat, the face, the head, the arms, down to the fingertips. Or maybe we take that thumb and rub it across our fingers. Or perhaps we begin to wiggle them. Reconnecting, reintroducing that awareness as the breath goes into the body and as we send it out. Perhaps the arms find themselves stretching far overhead and the toes pointing far down below for a full body stretch here. Really constricted and getting tight before you release and let it go. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, open the mouth and let it go. Breath in through your nose, open your mouth and let it go. Deepest breath yet, in through your nose, open the mouth and let it go. If you found yourself lying down, perhaps you choose a side to roll over to the right, releasing some of the stress from the heart, opening the heart, if we will. The left, welcoming some coolness into the body to really help the flow of that open-mindedness, that open heart. Come into our fetal position here, hugging yourself in nice and tight. Moving around any props that we found ourselves using to support us in our rest. So we can just share these last moments together. Meeting up in a comfortable seat, a comfortable way of being. If you're in a seat, perhaps allowing whatever parts of the body are touching the ground to really ground and root you in there. Resting the hands on the thighs. Those eyes might find themselves closed still or with that gaze softened. Recognizing you can use this as a practice whenever challenging feelings arise as a way of transforming doubts and fears with a healing presence. Each time you are open and willing to slow down and recognize, oh, this is a trance of unworthiness. This is fear. This is hurt. This is judgment. You are poised to be deconditioned that old habits and limiting self-beliefs that confine your heart. So coming out of today, if nothing else, allow yourself to not get caught in the trance of unworthiness or anger or fear or you name it. It will impact how we receive messages from others. Perhaps we allow that relationship with ourselves to develop, to flourish. And in turn, it allows our relationship with others to really begin to come into those spaces with an open mind, to come into those spaces with an open heart. Because we started here with being open to a compassionate relationship with ourselves. We'll end our practice with 3 rounds of breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, let it go. Deep breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, let it go. This last breath, inhale the arms up to the sky. Exhale, bring them down to chest center. Pause here for a moment. The goodness in me sees the goodness in you. Thank you all for joining today. More than anything, thank you for showing up for you. Thank you for showing up with the willingness to have an open mind and have an open heart. With that, we'll talk to you later. Have a good group this week.